Hey guys. See if we can go ahead and start inviting people. We're just gonna invite everybody. How about this? Yo, yo, yo. What's going on? About to get started. Hope you guys are ready. We have a very special guest today. She's so dope.
All right, guys, quiet on the set. Here we go in 3, 2, 1.
T-Mill, come out and play.
This is a damn shame you ain't on the boat.
Hey, this is Emily from Valentine.
You are listening to In Tune with T-Mill on VIM Radio.
What's up with it? This is Melissa Keith.
This is Tiffany Janae from Organic Blood TV on YouTube.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is DJ Shy, and I'm with the greatest host in the world, T-Mill.
DJ Scoop, the Party Lifesaver, and I'm chilling with my man T-Mill on T-Mill Radio.
You're rocking with T-Mill on In Tune with T-Mill.
Reminding you to change the status quo with T-Mill Radio every Tuesday and Thursday.
And Thursday.
You are listening to In Tune with T-Mill.
Welcome everybody to another edition of In Tune with T-Mill. Man, my mic sounds nice. We got a couple mics, 2 mics, 3 mics right here. You will now be encouraged and entertained. Nothing will change until you change something. We're going to change the status quo right here on In Tune with T-Mill. We have a very special episode for you guys. And to everyone that is listening on iTunes, Spreaker, Spotify. Well, I don't know how you can listen on Spotify, but I was talking about Spotify earlier. But wherever you're listening from, thank you guys. The chat room is open. If you're listening to us on Spreaker.com, all of you guys that are watching on Live, appreciate it. Everyone that's watching on Facebook, Vonna, we got to get that turned the other way because it's going to be real funky. All right. Shout out to my co-host. I couldn't do this without my people in the building. I needed some professionals to call this thing in and get it going, so I've got Miss Vonda with us.
Hey!
And man, she's doing a lot, man. She's doing some producing. The producer's on her way.
I'm trying.
So we got Vonda doing everything today, man. The music that you hear in the background is provided by our good friends at PalisadeHills.net. Stop stealing music off the internet and putting it on your shows and in your videos, man. Go get you some royalty-free music from PalisadeHills.net. Or anywhere, just get you some royalty-free music. You know, get some permission and stop stealing these folks' music, man. It's the new year. Get you a New Year's resolution. You know, stop. Yeah.
New Year hustle.
New Year hustle. You know what I'm saying? All right. Shout out to our folks at PalisadeHills.net. If you guys are watching us or listening, we are broadcasting live from the MaitlandConservatory.org. That is the website. We're actually at the building. So visit the MaitlandConservatory.org for any of your instrumental training, vocals, anything you're trying to learn in the music business or instruments. They also do, they can teach you how to play by ear. That's something that I didn't know of. Like, they can teach you how to play by ear. I needed them 20 years ago. So make sure you guys check out themaitlandconservatory.org and tell them that T-Mill sent you. Today, Vonda, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Man, I'm blessed and highly favored. I've got no complaints.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about, well, I couldn't tell you about the show until today because we was trying to, keep it under wraps, hopefully you still, we still good, but this is a very special show. And the reason why I wanted to do this show was because of a couple reasons. All right, so keep it all the way funky with y'all. I wanted to do this show because there's a lot of artists here in not only Huntsville, but wherever you're listening at. Everyone's got those artists that are great, they've got a lot of potential, they've got a lot of talent. And, they may be trying to put a little gas in their tank. And no one's buying their albums, no one's coming to their shows. And artists, trust me, I feel you. If you know 30 friends, you would think at least 3 of them would show up to your open mic. That's the least they could do. At least grandma could come out. Your mama gonna come out if nobody else gonna come out. Your mama gonna come out. But I wanted to, I wanted to focus on the artists that are really serious about their careers, that are looking for ways to maximize their potential. And in other words, trying to help them get paid, put a little money in their pocket, because with all these opportunities out here, there's no reason why people should be out here broke. With all these opportunities, there should be no reason why you're broke. So today, we're going to talk to the artists. If you guys are listening, if you have any questions, make sure you write them down or email them to us, and I will get you a pen and paper out, or get ready to download this episode, take it with you. Don't just listen to it one time and then leave it there. Go back, listen to the episode. And if it doesn't pertain to you, if you're just rich and you don't need money in your pocket and you just here, share it with someone that is not as fortunate as yourself. You can share it with me because I'm not as fortunate as you. So this episode of In Tune with T-Mill, our guest is defining success on her own terms. She's achieving them by her own rules and building a life that she's proud of. I didn't make that up. That's from Ann Sweeney. What has she done? What have you done? So she's managed and consulted artists, coordinated copyrights and copyright analysts for artist catalogs like some guy named Michael Jackson, the Beatles, Motown, and others. She's assisted licensing for EMI Music Publishing, processed millions, and I said millions of dollars in payments for Sony ATV Music Publishing. And the reason we're here today is to talk about Music Queen Publishing, Universal, Cash Money, Grand Hustle, Atlantic, Interscope, Warner, Motown, Big Machine, Capitol, Rap-A-Lot, Rock Nation are a few, F-E-W, of the labels that she reps. And currently with BMG Nashville, she hopped on the road today. Please go and follow the Spotify playlist titled Nashville is Not Just Country Music. Go to Spotify right now and follow the playlist Nashville is Not Just Country Music. Yo, it's mad lit. She is maximizing the monetary potential of your music. She's successful and fearless, humble and kind enough to be here today live in studio at the Maitland Conservatory. Welcome the founder of Music Queen Publishing Group, Miss Music Queen. Y'all make some noise. How you doing?
Appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much. That was amazing. I felt all important stuff.
I worked on it for a week. Did spell check and everything.
All right. I was like, who is that girl they talking about? Who that is, Papa? Who that still want? Who that still want?
Oh, man. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for being here because, again, there was a point in time when these conversations or people like you, the gatekeepers, were sort of, not that they were closed off, but it seemed like we just couldn't get to them.
Right.
Before the internet, if anybody can imagine that.
Right.
And now, with the things that you're doing and everyone that's going to conferences, doing these panels, or even on the internet, just through social media, sharing, there's literally no excuse for artists not to make money, or not to at least get something out of what they're putting into it. So
Yeah,
for you being here today and providing this opportunity, great.
My pleasure. We're
Now,
all about the education.
here is the here's the the caveat.
Okay.
After today,
Okay.
I'm letting artists know I don't want to hear
No.
anything
Nothing.
about music publishing.
Nothing.
I don't if they don't have it, if they heard the show and they don't know what to do with it.
Right.
I want them to literally utilize the resource to ask you questions,
Right, absolutely.
to challenge, to do their homework
Right.
as well. They don't have to take it for gold, but do their homework and to take advantage,
Yeah.
and to just to take the information in. So you're based in Nashville. Are you from Nashville?
I am born and raised
Okay.
Nashvilleian. It's rare with so many implants,
Yeah.
immigrants
Yeah.
coming to the city and moving to the city. I don't meet people from Nashville anymore, but I am born and raised,
Still holding it down.
bred Nashvilleian. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. And this is going to be an exciting week, leading up to, because I see that you're a Falcons fan.
Oh, yes.
And I see
Absolutely.
that, of course, it's going to be a very interesting week. Do you have any plans to
I think
either
I'm
get
gonna
into
do
the festivities
I
or
think
do
I'm gonna do. Normally, I do Super Bowl parties. That's kind of one of my. I'm an NFL head, so I
Yeah.
usually like to do Super Bowl parties. So it seems only
Only
fitting and right
Got to.
Got to.
do one.
it'd be
This year.
against
My
the law
friends
if
have
you
already texted me like, "What we doing for Super Bowl?" And it's like, seems like where we should be going is over Music Queen's house because she the Falcons fan. So, I was like, well, we can do a potluck situation and
There
everybody
you go.
contributes
Right.
to the situation, then we
Right.
can probably get that going. But
Right,
yeah,
a
I'm
BYOF
nervous.
party, bring your own food.
Yeah, but I'm nervous, because this is an important
Mhm.
game, and I like to talk loud and talk smack. So if I lose, it'd be real bad for my ego and my stomach.
But you
and
gotta
my
go all the way.
situation, but,
This is one of those
you know,
ones you just gotta go all
hey,
in.
All
And
yeah.
how the
We
chips
need a
fall, they
ring.
fall.
We need a ring. Like, I feel like we deserve a ring right now, and this is our time. So we're gonna go all in.
Absolutely. And if for nothing else, the energy and the fact that the team was able to make it for
Yeah.
the fans and the people,
Yeah.
that should be a time to
Yeah.
just celebrate. This should
Yeah.
be like every Atlanta Falcons fan New Year's
alright,
party.
alright.
So
Basically, I think it's gonna be that. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
cool. So we're here to talk about music publishing.
Mm-hmm.
And Vonda, you're on the Facebook Live. We also got Facebook Live here. And if you guys have any questions, we'll have a portion of where we get to you guys' questions. But we're here to talk about music publishing. So for everybody that doesn't know, and for those that are listening, or for people like myself that think they know what music publishing is, what is music publishing?
So music publishing deals with the copyrights and the actual words, lyrics, melodies of the song and making sure they're protected. Publishers seek songwriters the way kind of a record label seeks artists. So that's what the publishing is. It is, protecting those rights of the songwriters and the intellectual properties that are the copyrights of those songs.
So you mean when somebody records something, they gotta protect it? They can't.
Well, when it's not when it's recorded, that becomes the master situation. But when you are writing lyrics, or something to that effect, that is your work, and at that moment, it's copyrighted. But when you want to make sure it's fully protected, if it's going to be a situation where you're going to release it to the public and do something with it and try to generate income from it, you want to make sure that work is properly registered, protected, and so that it can do what it needs to do to earn income.
Right. Okay. And so far, because your career spans so many different experiences, so many different places that you've been, so many different people that you've met. I can't even imagine just some of the things that you've seen. But in your career so far, what's been your most favorite experience so far? Because I say so far because it's still going. You're still going.
I would say so far, it would be how I kind of got my first job. This has always been my dream, my passion, music business. I knew I wanted to do this for a long time. So when I finally decided to pursue this professionally, I was just going to move to New York you know, and just see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went on my first job interview for the industry and I walked out with the job, it was like, yeah, you know, it's like, all right, that feels good. So that was the defining moment. I think that, okay, now I can really do this. I have a job. It's in a professional setting, and I'm in a position where I'm getting ready to go to work every day.
Yeah,
you know,
that's God putting you to the test. You know, like, hey, this is where you need to be at.
Yeah,
that confirmation.
Yeah,
you know, because sometimes, and I'm glad that you walked out on faith or whatever you want to call it to do that, because sometimes when we're presented with those opportunities, we start to second guess them.
Right.
You know, and it's like, well, I got it, but do I really got it? You know?
Yeah.
And you went full fledged.
It took a while to get it. You know, it wasn't anything easy. I, you know, was here in
opportunity
Nashville.
best served the well prepared. You were prepared.
I was working here in Nashville, a regular job, and you know, life is starting to go and things, and I'm getting at a pivotal age. It's like, okay, you can either ride this way.
Pivotal age? You 21, man.
No.
Pivotal age? What? Wait a minute. Pivotal age? Shit.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm at least 50. You at least 21. Pivotal age.
I appreciate that. We're a little bit older than 21.
Alright.
But yeah, it was like, okay, you either gonna pursue this or you're gonna ride out this regular job every day, you know, not really doing what you want to do. Yeah. So I said, all right, we gonna take a chance. And I just moved to New York. I didn't have a job yet in the music business. Kind of got myself set up, but I've been, you know, laying groundwork, sending resumes and things, and just so happened a call came out the blue one day to come in and interview. And I went in and did my thing.
Wow.
And yeah, came out with the job, and that kind of kicked off everything. So, you know, once you get an opportunity, you want to make the best of it. So, you know, now I'm in it. I'm working every day. Now I need to figure out how am I going to grow this opportunity now that I have it. So that's what I did. I worked hard, learned some things, how to do calculations, because I was hired to do clearance for the Discos catalog, or do some cleanup. And Discos is Latin music, so you know, it's artists I don't know nothing about. I can't even
understand it, let alone you can dance to it.
But you know, that's just what the job was, and it was a temporary position. But you know, I went in and I started asking questions and you know, trying to do a good job. So that when a permanent position came available, somebody was like, you know, you should try to interview for this. You know, you're doing pretty good here. And it was for RCA Job label.
Right.
So it would be doing copyright clearance. And so that's okay. The CD and some of the artists on the label at that time was Chris Brown first getting started, Sierra, Outkast, Train, Bullet for My Valentine.
Maybe like that.
Yeah, artists like that. Because they were on LaFace, and LaFace was an imprint under RCA Jive. So the CDs, you know, they're coming out. So as a record label, they need to reach out to publishers who represent the songwriters and producers who contributed to the music on the album they're getting ready to release, and get a mechanical license and use for that so they can pay out properly. So it was my job to call publishers and say, okay, Chris Brown CD's coming out. Your writer such and such wrote on this. What is their percentage of the song, and what rate are they to be paid at for that percentage? And it would come in the forms of producer agreements, you know, things, songwriter agreements. We would collect all that information, plug those numbers into our system, so that when the CD starts selling and numbers start coming in, okay, when we know how to disperse the money accordingly.
Right.
So that's
taken care of.
Right. So that's what I did for the first couple of years in my music business career. And you know, you get to see and get to, okay, this is Kanye. This is Kanye's producer agreement, and now I get to see what terms and conditions
G codes.
you know he operates under when he's working on you know, such and such album, or
Right.
you know, whatever the case may be.
So not only are you, you know, working to get these things done, it's on the job training.
Yeah,
You're
I mean,
learning
right,
different things.
right.
that
I mean,
you
I
look
have
at
to
this
read
contract, that
contracts
can-
and
yeah.
understand. Okay,
Mhm.
when it comes to the licensing
Mhm.
or the payout, what does this mean when it's in this language? Because they're gonna impose certain restrictions and
Mhm.
things like that. So I need to understand what those restrictions are when it comes to the calculation of the payment when it goes
Wow.
out. Because there's a certain rate,
Mhm.
but you may not get that full rate. The label is gonna negotiate a
Oh
lower
yeah, of
rate.
course.
Oh,
You know, they're gonna
You can only
negotiate
wish.
a
Yeah.
lower rate.
Yeah,
And then you're taking that lower rate and you're splitting it with your co-writers.
Right.
You know,
right.
so all of this, I need to know what
Mhm.
everybody has agreed to,
Mhm.
so that when, like, we can pay out the money properly. So,
Right.
you know, it's not just,
Right.
I'm in the studio with Yay, okay. Yeah, it's a little
Working.
bit more.
A little bit
Yeah.
more to that, you
You
guys.
know, it's a lot more
It's a
to it,
process.
to that. It's a business.
Well, I think for that person that was thinking they were doing it right,
Right.
and now they're like, sheesh, you know,
Yeah,
I gotta do this.
They was
Yeah.
here with the real,
You know,
like the real.
But they can
business
do it.
side.
You know,
Yeah.
they're here with the
Yeah.
business side of it, and it's possible that they can do
Right.
it by you and everyone else that's doing these things and that show people the process or let them know, hey, this is the process. It gives them permission in that sense to be like, okay, well, I can do it. Because
Right.
before, you can do it, but sometimes it takes you to see or hear somebody else doing it. And
Right.
you're like, okay, I can do it.
Right.
So I want to talk about some of the local artists.
Okay.
Again, that the playlist on Spotify, man, I'm definitely gonna be.
gotta try.
Matter of fact, because again, I'm just keep it all the way funky with y'all. I'm on title all day, but I've got to keep that playlist
Yeah.
open in there so I
Yeah.
can get back to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I had to go download it. I'm like, all right, when I want to hear this, I gotta hear this, and there's some
Right.
good stuff on Spotify.
Right.
I still got some good playlists
Right.
that are on there.
Right.
But for local artists that are like that, and local artists here or anywhere, on that level, to the artists that think that they can't afford your services and they try to do it themselves, what would you say to them?
I mean, you can do it yourself. You know, it's just a matter of sitting down doing it. But are you going to do it? Most
Yeah.
are not. They're a talent. They're creative. You know, I'm not saying what I do is rocket science or hard or anything like that. It's just a matter of everybody has a position within the music business.
Right.
Okay, so if you're the creative and the talent and you feel that's where your lane is, you should know about publishing, but that may not be your expertise. So to sit down at a computer and type in certain numbers and things, that may not be where
That's a
your
lot of
strong
work. Yeah.
suit is.
Yeah.
But it's important for you to have the right team around so that when you are done with the creative process, you want to make sure it's protected and it's done right. You put a lot of energy into this. This is, artists consider this they baby. You know, so are you gonna send your baby to school with no
Right.
shoes,
Right.
no coat, no,
Right.
you're not gonna do that. So you
And
need
you
to-
don't teach your baby yourself. You sent them
Right,
to school for
right,
somebody
right.
to teach them.
You know, so it's the same thing with your music. Okay, if you getting ready to put this out, okay, let me make sure at least I got the publishing set up. Let me make sure it's registered with ASCAP BMI. Let me get me a plan together. Let me register my shows. Let me do that. You know, make sure all of this is handled. But me sitting here doing it all day, that's a lot. I need to be focusing on my look, my pictures,
Yeah.
my, this, but this is important.
Yeah.
So let me find somebody who's expert in this
Mhm.
and hire them to do that.
And it's that sense of relief as well.
Right.
Because, you can learn how to change your transmission or fix your car, but do you really want to?
Right.
Or would you rather pay this guy that's certified,
Right.
you're paying for the convenience?
Right.
Would you like to pay for that convenience and experience?
Right.
Because again, you can go on YouTube and learn, but are you really learning?
Right.
There's a lot of people that think that they can do it, and that's great, to do it on your own.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, it is a tremendous. If you've ever paid anybody to do anything for you,
Yeah.
there's a great sense of
Especially, and then
calm.
when you feel secure that this person is gonna do it right, they're an expert in it, and they're gonna do right by me in it, you know. So
Right.
yeah, that's great. You don't feel like you're gonna be taken advantage of and things like that.
So what about the artists that may be thinking, yeah, I need that, but I can't afford it?
Well,
Or-
you know, there's different ways and aspects we can get it done, you know, depending on where your level is. But and again, it's an investment. If you can drop $500 on a video, that's just a video.
Did you hear that, guys?
You can't drop $500 to make sure this album is registered and protected, so that if your goal is to get it on the radio or do something with it, you can collect your back end royalties and not miss any money.
Yes.
It's not just going to the show and having that promoter pay you $200 to perform. Okay, you need somebody to register that performance, so when the BMI start cutting their checks, you can get some on that end. And it's a way to have your shows actually registered. So when you are in a situation in front of a label and they say, well, how many shows have you done? You can guesstimate, or you can pull up your actual paperwork and you know, show them real numbers. Look, I registered 75 shows last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you're getting paid because BMI is gonna pay you
And
for these
so
shows.
many don't know this.
I mean,
so many people don't.
and
know
that's
this.
the importance
They
of
wanna
the
get the J's,
education.
They want to
and-
get the J's.
Yeah, and they just think about
being seen.
yeah,
In front of
and
them.
those are the people. There's a difference. An artist that wants to be in the music industry and somebody who wants to be in the music business.
I think about
Yes.
the you know, the old, and you love the South just like I love. We
Yes.
all love the South. And
Love it.
I think about an old, and I say this all the time. I need to put it on the wall somewhere. But I think about Mystical, and when he said, you know, 90% of it is your business, 10% is your talent.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think artists a lot of times they focus too much on the music aspect or the being seen or looking
Being
like
seen.
they're doing
Yes.
something,
That's what
as
it
opposed
is.
to the
That's the
doing
industry.
something,
That's
you know,
the
having
industry.
credited.
They are gonna pay $1,500 to open up for Jeezy, or
Yeah.
you know, something like that.
It's crazy.
Gonna
You could
invite
have been paid, got your publishing
Man,
deal.
okay,
Yeah.
1,500, and
Yeah.
what you getting? 10 minutes,
Yes.
maybe.
Right, right.
So
Maybe.
so you might have now just almost averaged $100 a minute.
You could buy an LLC with that.
You know,
like-
you could do so much more. And what do you get to say? I opened up for Jeezy.
Right.
That's all you get to say from that.
But it ain't on their, it's not
It's not
registered
on
as a
the-
performance.
They have not registered that performance.
Yeah.
Only
You
registration
know,
Don't
you
exist.
have paid out $1,500 and didn't even register so that you can at least get paid on the back end for it. You know, anything like that. Did you bring merchandise? Did you bring t-shirts? Did you bring CDs?
Nah.
Did you give out your social media handle? All of these, you know, other things, but you just, okay, I got a show, you're gonna invite all your friends out, and then you get to say, I opened for Jesus.
Yeah.
And that's
And
what
what-
you
not only
done
that-
paid for.
But not only that, but where does that, because again, with their, what I want artists to also understand is, while that may be a great thing to them in this time,
Right.
had they had their publishing or paperwork taken care of, that performance, or at least, you know, the paper trail, that performance can you know, benefit them in the long run, as opposed to just that one moment in time.
That's the whole
you know?
purpose.
So,
That's
yeah.
the whole purpose. You have performed your song, and as you keep performing it, again, these are all registration, you know, and ways to track where the song. I mean, we all want to be able to track your progress. And this is a way to keep count of that. Like, you know, okay, so if you're performing and things like that, what if the radio station in the local town that you at is now picked up that song and is playing it on their radio
If it ain't
station?
registered, you
If it's
don't
not
know.
registered, you're finna miss that money opportunity from that market.
Yeah.
And then when you're trying to get a deal or something, you think A&Rs don't go and do research on the talent to see where they're getting spins, what
Right.
markets are they in. If you don't have that stuff registered, there's no tracking for the A&R admin to do in order to see what you're doing to get you a deal.
Wow.
It's you know, it's all
She dropping
important.
jewels.
It's
Yes,
all
yes.
important.
Dropping
Yeah.
jewels.
So and so okay, we don't have to put necessarily numbers out there,
Right.
but we can equate it to something. So for the artist that's thinking, you know, ballpark figure or that what they would equate it to, you know, and we're talking maybe a general, your beginner artist that's got an album, maybe they have a decent, you know, social media following and a few thousand followers. They've got a CD, an album, whatever.
Right.
What would sort of a beginning artist, what can they expect to spend in a sense, even if we had to equate it to the amount that they pay for opening up for Jeezy?
Okay.
But what could they expect to spend, just to give them that sort of,
For
this is what I'm
releasing
missing?
a project or doing publishing admin aspect of it?
Let's talk about both, because they need both.
Okay.
But, and if that's possible, you know.
Well, you know, every, I guess, level of project is gonna be different, but you know, you want to just try to maximize your dollar, because I understand you're independent. You know, you probably working a regular job to fund whatever is going on. But if you can make it to where you can get shows regularly and maybe get paid, do a booking agent will be your, you know, if you can get you a booking agent to get you on some regular things, some festivals and stuff, there's a way you can sustain and eat in this business without having the 9 to 5 if you know, tap into the right resources and utilize them. You may not be, you know, a millionaire, but I always look at it like, if you can take care of your family or pay your bills doing what you love to do, you are successful.
Right.
Period.
That's right.
Period.
Because so
If you can sustain your lifestyle, take care of your family by doing what you love to do, then you are successful. You don't have to be Jay-Z, whatever, you know, but if you can book enough shows and you going from Nashville to Alabama to Kentucky to New Orleans to Florida to North Carolina, you know, if you able to get shows in these places and you know, maybe $300, $400, $500 a show, and you doing that once a week,
that's money.
That's a good little way to eat. And then, like I say again, having somebody to register those performances, then when BMI issues their statements, okay, now you got a track record of you performed here, here, and here, and these are the royalties you are due for that performance.
Wow. I mean,
Because they collect the BMI and things, they collect money from issuing licenses. So for restaurants, you know, things like that, they will collect money. So when you register and say, okay, I performed at such and such venue, they're technically supposed to have a license to be paying, you know, playing music that's registered under BMI and ASCAP, and that's just not for any local artist. That's for Beyonce's music, Jay-Z's. If you're going to play, So again, if you register this venue and BMI notices they don't have a license in place with this venue, they can then go to the venue and say, you are playing music illegally. You know, you need to, you know, so.
Y'all getting your music played in places that don't even need to be playing your music.
Right.
License.
But even if you register, that's a notice to BMI, as a flag to them to say, okay, because they have people that do that as a job. They have people that go to restaurants and things and listen, and as soon as one of their songs is played, they have,
Yes, that's their job.
That's somebody's job. That's somebody's. So, you know, you know, so then they'll go back and send this business a notice that you are operating illegally. You're playing, you know, music that, and you do not have a license in place to do that. And the way you can tell that is sometimes a business will have like a little BMI sticker in the window, you know, or something like that. That way you know, okay, this is a license and stuff. And as an indie artist, you want to patron to those places because they have paid for a license.
They pay for your music.
That would be, I mean, again, and that goes so far to say that places that are doing that, one, for the places that don't know, now you know, and the places that are doing that, that would be a great way as well to put some support behind that place, you know, that is supporting, that is registered, that is doing that, and as opposed to the other 50 places that aren't registered, and you're spending all your time and all your resources into a place that's not giving you anything back. Yeah. So real quick, everybody, if you guys are watching live or if you're listening, JQ is in the building.
What's up?
Yes, and if you just joined us or if you're watching, we're talking about music publishing. We're talking about how to maximize, monetize, how to put some money in your pocket. I say all these fancy words, and I mean, I just looked them up. I got a dictionary right here. You're trying to get paid for what you do.
Right, just don't
for your
think
craft.
about your performance. Think
Yeah.
about the back end, the back end.
residual.
Residual.
The
There you
residual
go.
income.
Think about that, because that's how you
Absolutely.
eat long
Term, right.
Eat
That's
long term.
residual income.
Yes.
I've got one more question, and then I want to break it out to if you guys have any questions for our guests, or if there's any questions in the chat room. So from a producer's standpoint, because we talked about artists, and so for the producers that are out there that are creating music, and most of the producers I've met, they really want to be that creative. Like they literally, a lot of them, most of them that I've met, just in my experience, I'm gonna stay in my spaceship. I'm gonna make this stuff happen, and if something pops, it pops.
Okay.
But to as an artist, there are a lot more that out there going to
Right,
different events.
right,
They're
right,
doing
right.
these different things. So a lot of producers are really sort of closed off in a sense. They're a recluse, which is, in a sense is great because it keeps you focused, whatever. But again, for the producers that are out there that may be thinking, how can they benefit from
Right.
this, or what is the need for them to?
Well, a
to associate
producer, if that's what they do, they need to attach themselves with some songwriters.
Mhm.
I mean, you can either be the person and all you have is beats,
Mhm.
or you can get with a songwriter and collab and start making actual songs that then can be pitched to other artists and, be used for other outlets. And you can still stay in your lane and being behind the scenes, not getting out doing things, but at least the music is finding a way to get out there.
So what you're telling us is a producer that just wants to create, they could call you up or email you or anybody or whatever, and they could take care of the creativity or get with the songwriter, but then entrust themselves with someone like yourself,
Right.
to take care of the,
Right.
to
They
find
have
them
to be
work
generating
to-
hits. It's just not about a song. Anybody can make a song. It needs to be something commercially, appealing that can be pitched and placed somewhere.
Right.
So there is a method to it. It's not just about
Making a song.
Yes, you have to, and I would encourage people who want to do that, take a songwriting class. Start
right here,
to
maybe conservatory,
go into that. If you're not looking to be the person in the front, doing all that, that doesn't mean just because you're behind the scenes, you don't need to find resources to help you become better at what you do in your part of this.
Right.
And as a producer, you don't want to just be labeled a beat maker. You want to be able to be a producer, somebody that, okay, I hear this, and if you get a songwriter and the writer comes in like, oh, I can hear these lyrics or this melody that goes with this beat. Let's see how we can formulate this and make it an actual song that has the right elements, bridges, hooks, all of those things. And then you can have okay, this might work for such and such artist. Maybe if I find the right publisher, then, because publishers have to deal with catalog of music, of songs, and they can't just rely on maybe one songwriter producer. So they, like I say, they sign multiple writers and producers that can generate songs that then can be pitched to labels and artists that can be released on CDs and generate income. But a successful publisher is going to be able to have an extensive catalog for, multiple artists, multiple genres of music to be able to funnel this stuff to. So that's how it kind of all works together. So, as a producer, get you a songwriter, because what can I do with just a beat? Nothing. I'm not saying that I can't, but me as a publisher, unless it's gonna be like background cue, music, there's a lane for that, but that's not gonna maximize.
If they're looking for someone to make a song.
Yeah, it's not gonna maximize your potential. It's just gonna put you in a lane of being able to do instrumentals and background music. So you want to be able to have your music come to life with some words, a lyric, find the right vocalist to sing it and pull it all together, and then you're on a product. I mean, That's what Timberland does. That's
Mhm.
Pharrell does. You know,
Yeah, all the
that's what
Yeah.
they do.
All
They
of
just don't make a beat.
Nah.
They
You gotta have the
create-
whole
Yeah.
thing together. And I always go back to the example, and then I want to go around to the panel, and if you guys have any questions. But I always go to the example as far as with producers and songwriters of the most recent one that I can think of is when a couple years ago with Jay-Z's, and hopefully somebody would be paying. If I had my publishing right, I could talk about this and get paid for it. But I think about Jay-Z's New York or Empire State of Mind, and it's two girls in Atlanta, college girls.
I told
Go to
this
school.
story literally yesterday.
Wow.
See,
I
you know what I'm
literally
saying?
told this story
What's the
The
yesterday.
two girls in Atlanta, and I don't know all the facts, but this is the short version of it. But two girls in Atlanta, they go into school, they write a song about they're homesick from New York, or one of them was homesick, and they're talking about where they're from and in New York and this, that, and the other. They write it, they play a melody, they play some keys and a piano or whatever, and they put it out. Now I don't know how they put it out, where they put it out, who put it out, whatever. Somehow it reaches the ears of somebody that reaches the ears of Jay.
Wow.
He hears the song and he's working on the album, he's working on Blueprint 3. He needs a song, hey, this is your New York comeback song. Frank Sinatra, they bring this whole thing together. And so the song that you hear, Empire State of Mind, the general, the bones of it, not the whole song, they don't write the whole song, but the bones of it, from these two girls in Atlanta, and they got a check cut.
Facts.
They good.
That's exactly what happened.
They good.
Wow.
The two girls wrote the song. I believe they were already kind of writers under
Right.
EMI,
Mhm.
and it might have been like a songwriter camp or something to
Mhm.
where they linked up. Big John heard the song.
Mhm.
Big John Platt, who was over EMI at the time,
Mhm.
and him and Jay are real tight.
Mhm.
And Big John called Jay and said, "I got this song."
You need this, but they had it ready.
But right, it was their hook, their melody. It was all of them. He just
Mhm.
came in and did his verse, and they said, "Okay, we need Alicia Keys to sing
Yeah.
the hook." But
Yeah.
it was these girls' idea, concept, everything. Mhm.
Mhm. But if they hadn't had that paperwork together,
Would have
or
been.
hadn't registered, or
overly.
whatever, it'd have been one of those, well, you stole my song, and this is my
Yeah.
song, and I
Yeah.
did this, and that. But they had their paperwork together,
Right,
and they were able to put a full, complete concept together.
right.
And
I mean,
again, just
think
pure.
about the Adrian. They don't labels don't do artist development,
No, they don't.
things like that
Nah.
anymore.
Wow.
So if you have
They
a
don't.
ready-made
You have to
song,
be ready.
not a song with just an idea, but
No.
okay, here's the song, full lyrics. Beyonce's
Everything.
"If I Was a Boy" was a complete. That was another artist song, verbatim,
Verbatim. She
beat,
changed nothing.
words,
What's she
everything.
saying?
If I Were a Boy.
If I were a boy.
Who? I'm saying who?
I can't think of
No,
the.
whose was it?
I can't think of her name, but she was an artist and it was her song.
Mhm.
And
Google.
right, there you go. Thank you.
Wow.
But yes, that was
And
another
they-
artist song.
And because they weren't.
Well, they negotiated, something to where Beyonce would
Mhm.
sing it, cover it, and she would be compensated
Absolutely.
on the other end.
Absolutely.
You know,
so I mean,
so-
for the songwriters that are out there that are thinking, we all think of, oh, this song would be great for
Right.
Beyonce or
Right.
Rihanna or
Right.
Taylor Swift or whatever. Here's another thing for the artists that are out there that are doing these songs. That if you have a song, you have somebody in mind or somebody that you're thinking of. Everybody knows that there's someone on YouTube that does Taylor Swift songs, that does Beyonce covers or whatever. So if you write a song for Taylor Swift, or if you write a song in the mind of Beyonce, whatever, go find some of these artists that are doing these cover songs and get them, collaborate, get it done. Hit up Music Queen, get it done right, network, all right? So I'm gonna pass it around. We got a few more minutes left.
BCG, yes,
BCG.
that's it.
BCG.
Yes.
I remember. I knew it was something.
Yes.
Something.
Yes.
We got a
BCG.
BCG, y'all. We
No,
got a
BCG.
It's the
BCG.
writer.
Oh.
It's
It's
the
the
writer.
writer.
BCG. I'm sorry, BCG.
BCG.
I'm sorry. BCG, I'm so sorry. BCG, I'm trying to abbreviate. You guys, make sure you go to themusicqueen.net, and that's themusiqueen.net. Founder of Music Queen Music Group LLC, we're here with. And I want you, so if we have any questions, because we got just a few minutes left, so I want to pass it around to the panel. If you guys have any questions for our guest today,
Ooh.
don't be shy. You all been chilling, now y'all quiet. Y'all like your parents just stepped in the room.
She actually
the question that I had.
That's so politically correct.
she did. No, seriously, she did. Because I was gonna say a lot of people don't. I mean, because I get hit up a lot. Because I do have a lot of artists on my page. You know, producers, songwriters, singers, whatever.
Right.
And I get hit up a lot about, you know, can I connect somebody? Can I connect them with, you know, a certain person that can write or they can know how to push their things, you know, push their stuff out a little bit more. So she really didn't answer because that's what I want to ask. What are the steps?
Right.
And she did that. So for all my people on my page, you know, she dropping jewels like. Pick them up and
G-codes, man.
You know,
G-codes.
and do it. You know what I'm saying? Because it is out here. It's money out here to be made.
Yeah.
It's enough for everybody. And just do it the right way. And
you'll avoid a lot of mistakes and just doing it, wasting your time, energy, and money. Just learn how to do it kind of the right way out the gate. You gotta have a hustle. A drive. It's not gonna do it by itself unless you out there,
making it.
And what's so great about what you're doing, and Jay, if you have a question, but what's so great about what you're doing is you're not doing this and then you got an album coming out. You know,
right.
It's like, hey, I got a CD coming out. Like, this is your interest, your passion, your purpose that you found, and you're digging all the way into it to whereas this is what you do.
I don't know if this may have already been asked, but how did you get started? I mean, like, where did you find your passion?
Right.
How did you find that this was the portion
of
entertainment that you wanted to do?
Right. So I always knew, even at like 11 or 12, I knew I wanted to do music behind the scenes, not in front of the scenes. So I was watching Young TV Raps, and it was like brought it to fruition. Stuff I heard on the radio because I'm in Nashville, so I don't have access to a lot of things. So it gave visual stuff I heard on the radio or some, people I listened to on my Walkman and, like NWA and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, wow, this is cool. And so I was like, I want to do the producer. I don't want to be the artist, but I don't know what a producer is. I'm like 12 years old or something. So that just kind of fueled me, like, I want to do something in entertainment, but I don't want to be the entertainer.
Right. Gotcha.
So I didn't know what I could do until I got older and started looking at schools and colleges and, found out that there's a whole music business.
Yes.
Behind the video, behind the song on the radio. There's a whole
the stuff that
machine, a machine behind there. And
so
I was like, that's where I belong in that machine, and figuring out how that all works. And once I started working within the label and started seeing how the publishing side, and I was like, oh, this is where the money is. And this is where the money.
So we got I got a question from one of the OGs, and I definitely want to thank him for quarterbacking this thing. You had a question.
Can you just explain in today's time the importance of intellectual property?
Okay.
So there's no 40 acres in the mule that they're going to give us. But what your intellectual property is.
That's it. So when you create something that's yours, just like if you were an artist, a painter, anything, when you create that work, that's yours and that's your intellectual property because it's not tangible table or anything like that. It's the words, it's the melody, it's the lyric. That's yours, and that's what the intellectual property is. So when you copyright that, so that when you do go out and pitch it and Beyonce use it, but they didn't tell you they was
you already covered.
You are already covered. And that's where having your stuff protected, because you pushing it, you getting it out there, and you with the age of the internet and everything, people take things all the time, and I would be leery. Okay, so SoundCloud and the song Designer song, The Panda. So from my understanding,
he ain't paying us, don't
got that beat from somebody off of SoundCloud. And threw them like, I don't know, $200 or whatever, to use the song. But we see what the song has done.
I'm sure Cloud's probably made.
So whoever the producer was been knowledgeable about, okay, cool, you can use this beat, but I need to make sure I get a piece of this because it's my beat. I get.
Oh, he wouldn't have had to do all that had he had a publisher.
So, right, you
Right.
know.
Or if he just did it on his own.
So, you know, making sure he's protected in the situation in case the song goes big. So now whatever he did sign off on, was it just let me, and a lot of artists or producers would do this. Okay, you can buy the song or the beat outright. And, you know, and now they have given up their
believe in
rights.
yourself.
And now, you know, the designer can go and claim everything.
Make it a hit song,
it,
do whatever you
just
want.
got your little upfront $200 and that's it. You don't get no back end
residual.
royalties. Your name don't get to go on the credits and
None of that.
Yeah.
None of that. And one thing is, and well, I can't say who, but one thing that I want to see is at these award shows, man. Well, no. I'll shout them out. You know, Out in the A, man. You know, the podcast that you guys can listen to, but the Free Game podcast. But one thing that I would like to see is people on these award shows start to at least shout out. You shout out your people, your homies, the labels. They shout out the video director, the
well, that's
you know
what's
all
seen.
these different things.
That's
But
what's seen.
I just sort of want to see them
Well,
shout out
listen,
the music queens
we
or
we
But
get
they're not
that
going to.
on when you know, for a major company or something. Sometimes they'll have an artist come through, you know, to do a little walkthrough. Thank the employees for what we do on this end and making sure the paperwork is right and things like that. So, you know, they do little things like that. You know, a writer's session, you know, okay, employees, y'all get to go to the bar and listen to the writers who wrote the songs. They'll do like a little, you know, impromptu thing for the employees. So we get kind of thanked on that end. You really don't expect that at the
But I would
awards
like to
and
see,
things
and
like that.
I'm gonna wrap it
That's
up.
the
But
position we play as the back end, you know,
right. But
and-
I say that because of the whole simple fact of we all saw what happened with Bad and Bougie, and that was just somebody's just simply had nothing to do with nothing else, but just that one shout out, 236%.
Yes.
Just through the roof.
Yeah.
Now imagine if that was shout out to my publisher that made this happen.
Yeah.
Right. Music Queen or whatever. Or shout out to my hairstylist that gave me this jersey. Whatever.
I get that.
So, but
I think too that you have to realize that people like she and I, because I love producing too, and that's behind the scenes
Right.
stuff. We're not expecting that because we already know that being or taking or doing a position behind the scenes as a support entity of, you know, that star or someone that's successful, that we're not looking for public acclamation.
No, not that y'all looking for. I'm talking to the artists that are doing it,
That's
and
what
to
we're
the
saying.
producers. I'm like, yo, y'all need to, you know what I'm saying? Put
But we
your foot out
get
there.
that's what I'm saying. We get thanked in other
ways.
Y'all so humble. Y'all so humble. Man, y'all so humble.
Yeah, that we
That's
really, really
all.
like.
We get
So
thanked in other
you don't
ways.
hear us ramshacking or mad because somebody didn't shout us out because usually we already done got it.
You know, even with writers, you know, of songs, you know, Beyonce don't say thank you, Neo and Stargate for writing Irreplaceable.
Yeah.
You know, she don't say that,
But she done gave them $2 million.
We've already had a release
that check is the thank you.
Broke bread at dinner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We done already ate
and got another check going because we done created another
there you
song.
go. There
That's
you
a
go.
relationship. So we're going to be
we don't
making
have-
money.
because it's an image. You know,
Right.
Beyonce can't tell people
Everything.
she didn't write all of these.
That's
you know
true.
What I'm saying?
That's
she
true.
Can't do that.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
She
Okay.
can't
That's
do
really
that.
the bulk of it.
Yeah,
a lot
she
of
has
it.
to give her.
You can't-
Well, I
it's
was in a space of, you know, darkness and creativity. Was
I was
flowing,
depressed
and you know she got to give that to the people.
You gotta
She
keep the
can't say,
dream alive.
You know
She has to
that I had.
maintain.
You know,
I walked in and they put this on the table.
Right.
But no, but I say that to say for everyone, you know, for you, for what you do, for artists, for the industry, and just for the culture in general, thank you. You know what I'm saying? And y'all make some noise. I can't clap because I'm doing a Facebook Live. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. Y'all clap on Facebook. Everybody clap. Clap it up.
Use the clap emojis, people.
Clap emoji. Can I get some clap emojis? Just one clap emoji, all right?
My little
Whatever.
phone is so
Um,
bad, so.
So you guys, we're here with, again, the founder of Music Queen Music Group, and we're talking about how to maximize the monetary potential of your music. This woman you see right here, she's 21 years old. She is providing quality music publishing services to help artists, songwriters, producers, and musicians maximize their monetary potential of their music. If you're listening on iTunes, Spreaker, SoundCloud, wherever you're listening from, make sure you drop a question and we will get it to her. Do you have any shout outs, anything you want to let the people know?
Thank y'all for supporting. I'm always looking, for catalog music. So if you're a writer, anything, feel free to hit me up. I'd love to listen to your catalog. And just see how we can all work together. Because I'm not the creative, so I don't have music that I can pitch that's right. Mine. I need, to work together. And that's the thing. It's all a, hands together thing. Writers need artists to sing their songs. Artists need writers to write their songs.
Oh man!
Labels need artists to distribute. Publishers need writers to we got. Everybody need each other. All work together and connected. And if everybody does their part and does their part well, we can execute and make all eat.
All right,
make all eat. We can make all eat. Make all eat.
And we'll lead out with this. Your game prediction for the Falcons. Your game prediction. Do you do predictions? Because some people.
Tom Brady has enough, don't you think? Like it's time for the South to rise. Rise up. We shall rise. So rise up. Falcons. Let's go. That's who I'm with.
Well, thank you once again, you guys. All right,
I appreciate it.
You guys, thank you for listening. Again, you here with the squad. Y'all see the squad. Thank you everyone for tuning in. This is another episode of In Tune with T-Mill. I definitely want to shout out my brother, good humble gentleman, Cody G, for quarterbacking this thing, and just for everything he does for the culture, everything you do for the culture. You guys, we are again. Drop your questions and we'll be here. I know we're here on a Saturday, but we are recording live from the Maitland Conservatory. In Tune with T-Mill is powered by the MaitlandConservatory.net. And you guys could visit. If you're here in the city, definitely. What do you think about the Maitland Conservatory?
Oh, this is awesome. I already talked to Mario about doing some partnerships things between Huntsville and Nashville for the youth to get them really exposed to all things music business. So I'm really excited about knowing about this place and definitely working with it more in this year, 2017. So,
only black-owned conservatory in North Alabama, you guys. That's a fact. Y'all can Google it.
Yeah.
The Maitland Conservatory strives to bring inner talents to fruition. It is a community-based contemporary arts education entity designed to give students hands-on training and experience in areas such as music production, contemporary instrumental training, vocal coaching, leadership, and much more. And what makes them unique is their specialized curricula, their growth, their matriculation concept, their infusion of positivity, their foundational edifice, their leadership, and the core connection. Look, stop going to YouTube trying to figure out how to produce. Stop going to YouTube trying to figure out how to make beats and get lost in all those videos. Look, your grandmother needs to be getting some rest. She don't need to be teaching you piano. Let people do what they do. Get some professional instruction, all right? I try to give y'all the real, the real spill on it, but visit the MaitlandConservatory.org and don't wait to live your dreams. Don't ever wait to learn. Yes. Don't hesitate to try something new and always express yourself, all right? Yes. In Tune with T-Mill is powered by the Maitland Conservatory, PalisadeHills.net, JQ, Eric Echoes, and our good folks at PalisadeHills.net, which I already told you guys about, all right? So thank you guys for tuning in.
Can I get my Instagram?
Absolutely.
Yeah. At the Music Queen, at TheMusiqueen, at the Music Queen. And follow me because I got educational panels coming up. I got one coming up February 27th in Nashville. It's going to be called Being Radio Ready. We're going to have some good people on to talk about BDS Nielsen, a program director from Nashville, a radio promotions person from a record label, somebody from Spotify. We're going to have all them. They're going to tell you everything you need to know about how to get your music ready to be played on the radio. Because running up to the DJ, giving them your CD is not the way you get your music on the radio. So
please stop that.
It's just, I'm going to just follow me. I'm going to try to do different little series to point out different aspects of the business on how you go about doing that the proper way. And so the first one is going to be about the radio. So
Absolutely, y'all. Radio ready. Y'all heard it. I don't want to hear nobody asking questions about how to get it on the radio after this.
Nobody.
You better be there. I know I will be there. And the playlist on Spotify is Nashville is not just country music. Go to Spotify and check out that playlist.
Yeah. Dope. It's dope.
If you thought there was no dope music in Nashville, yo, I'm telling y'all, it's lit. It's lit. Y'all got to go and check out that music, man. 40-something songs, a couple hours, you know, that you can drive back and forth to work. Here's something new. Here's something that you never heard before. And support those artists. And I mean, it's putting some money in those artists' pockets, man. Like you're not getting paid on SoundCloud, but you're getting paid for your streams on your plays on Spotify.
And that will soon change with SoundCloud as well.
I believe it. I believe it. Uh-oh.
You heard it first.
She dropping jewels, you guys.
Sound Exchange is to collect those kind of digital spins on those kind of platforms. So there's ways.
It's ways.
This is what we mean about maximizing the monetary potential of your music. When it's registered with all of these different entities, you can collect those pennies. That's right. Okay.
When it's
pennies count too. Okay, they count too.
Pennies, they add up.
Those pennies, man. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been another episode of In Tune with T Mill. I am T Mill. Also, if you guys I will have it on the next show. You guys can ask Ashley. Go to speakpipe.com/ask Ashley for the advice column. And here's Ashley to tell you guys a little more about the advice column on In Tune with T Mill. Awesome, guys. Thank y'all.